Hi, it's Larry Fobbs on the job. We're still out here in Niagara Falls enjoying the good life and also talking to individuals as far as their finances. So as you probably know, if you've been following my series, I am a member of the Elite Income Builders. We have members all over the world. So talking to a lot of individuals, we finally have a vision. Okay, so what I want you to do is watch the following videos because it's going to show you customers who has been using this program. It's called the Gobi bot. What it is, it's a Autobot that would trade on the market for you. It uses artificial intelligence. So you're going to see their experiences, you're going to see their success, and you're going to be very impressed as to how this bot can do some trading for you, all on autopilot, and how accurate it is. So here it is. We saw the vision, and we saw that you don't want to do any recruiting. You don't want to sell anything. You don't want to build a team. You don't want to talk to your friends and family. This is a great tool to earn income for you and your family. So watch the customers because you're going to be amazed as to how successful they are and how much money they're making. Okay, until my next video, stay tuned and take care. Have a blessed day.
Take these trades because you definitely want to get a good gauge, a good mindset of how these trades are going to run so that your mindset is ready for the highs and the lows, and you definitely don't want to have that first experience with the real money. Trust me, I've done it before, and it drove me crazy.
Yeah, crypto is at like 41,000 now a coin, so it says it's rising up to about 50,000.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And everybody,
you been keeping an eye on it. I see.
Cryptocurrency session. Oh, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was saying he was keeping an eye on that Bitcoin. It's definitely been moving the last couple of days. From yesterday, I think it dropped back down to 36, and today, like you said, it's back at 41. Okay,
yeah.
So everybody keep an eye on it for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody switching their US dollars to Bitcoin, all this crazy stuff going on, bro.
Yes, sir. You already know. I already invested in Ethereum.
Man, well, my Ethereum wallet went up like crazy. I'm like, wow.
Right. Which is why it's important that we take a look at it. So the cryptocurrency session today should be pretty exciting. There's been a lot of good things going on, especially with Bitcoin, Ethereum. XRP was something we were looking at, and there's a lot of action going on XRP as well. So we're going to check that out. Litecoin, some of the other cryptocurrency pairs out there, and see what's going on in the market. But Bitcoin is something that we really, really need to pay attention to right now. And I think Ethereum is something that is going to be kind of like XRP was for us at one point. I think Ethereum is going to be something that we're really going to start focusing on a lot more as well. So I can't wait to see you guys at 1 p.m. All right, Central Standard Time for the cryptocurrency session. And then we're going to do it tomorrow as well. In Gobi Trade House, we have at least one trade session 7 days a week. All right, so which is very unique for different programs that you may have been involved in, but every single day you have an opportunity to make money inside of Gobi. But as Dee said, you got to make sure that you separate this. All right, inside of Gobi Trade House, you should have maybe around 4 accounts. All right, you should have your Run Up the Bag Challenge account because all of them have different purposes. Your Run Up the Bag Challenge account should be dedicated towards compounding. All right, you should possibly have a cryptocurrency account that is dedicated towards crypto. All right, whether it's a demo, okay, or whether it's a live account, make sure it's something that is separate from the Run Up the Bag Challenge account because the purposes are different. You should have an Autobot account that you are only trading with the Autobot on, specifically just on that one particular account. All right, and then you should have your own account that you take your own trades on and you practice on. All right, now understand you don't have to be making live money on all of these accounts. You could use demo. You could use small accounts, trade what you can afford, like how we spoke about yesterday. All right, you can trade with smaller balances. But these 4 accounts, I think you should have these accounts all separated because they all have different purposes. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and get this call started though. This is Kenny J with Gobi Trade House. I want to welcome everybody to Coffee in the Morning with Gobi. We do this call every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. giving you motivation, inspiration, and strategy. Definitely want to shout out to our Gobi Trade House Foundation. All of our leaders are on right now. This is the last Coffee with Gobi of the week of our launch of an independent platform. This has been a crazy week, guys. This has been a crazy week. We came out the gates. We got a lot of stuff done, guys. We got a huge chunk of the network linked up to the Autobot. Probably about 90–95% of the network is linked up to the Autobot, which is amazing. We have, we've grown by leaps and bounds even in this first week. All right, now we expected to have a decent launch, but it went a little more crazy than we expected, which is a good thing, right? Because now, even though it's been a week, now we're forced to expand. We're forced to leverage out some of the things that we are having to do internally and hire certain people to leverage out our time and our effort so the operation could run even smoother, which is amazing. So this is a good problem to have, all right? And I'm going to touch on that in a second of why next week is going to be so amazing, because now we have certain people, all right, that's going to be helping us leverage out some of the things that we were doing behind the scenes, because there's so much content, there's so many things that we have to add in the back office, okay, so many trainings, the G.O.B.E Academy, okay, so many things that we need to start on, and so many things that we're going to start implementing throughout the month of January. So there's still a lot of work to be done. But as far as how everything ran in the system, I got to shout out to all of our leaders, our master analyzers, all right, all of our leaders who have been in the chat helping all of the new people and letting this thing roll. You guys are amazing. You guys have been doing an amazing job. Okay, it's truly a team effort inside of this trade community, inside of Gobi Trade House. It's truly a group economic practice, what we're doing over here overall as a group. All right, so I definitely want to say I appreciate all of you guys. Next week is going to be an exciting week. But before we talk about that, do we have any new people in the house right now? Do we have any new members who just now got started in Gobi Trade House? If you're a new member, please put a 111 in the chat if this is your first time attending a Coffee with Gobi, or if you're a new member inside of Gobi Trade House and you just got started in general. Let me get a 111 in the chat. Let me get a 111 in the chat if you're just now getting started. We have Shamoria. We have Fred. All right, any other new members in the house, please put a 111 in the chat. Okay. All right, we have 2 new members on this morning, okay, and possibly even more logging in. And so what I want to do, guys, if you could go ahead and put welcome in the chat, all right, and unmute yourself and let our new members, give them a warm welcome to Gobi Trade House. Let them know welcome to the organization, welcome to the team. Welcome.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Congratulations for taking the first step towards your financial freedom.
Welcome.
Absolutely. Welcome. We are glad to have you. All right. We try to create an environment where you celebrate it, not just tolerate it. We always say, life could be hard, at home, at work. Okay. So everybody needs a positive environment that you could go to, and people are going to uplift you. People are going to say, you're going to be successful. You could do it. Don't give up. Okay. You can accomplish your goals. All right. And this type of environment inside of Gobi Trade House, this is the type of environment we want to create, a positive environment of like-minded people and entrepreneurs. Okay. So you're in the right environment. 90% of your success and your failures will come from the environment that you plug yourself in. All right. They always say, you guys hear this all the time, you hang around 4 broke people or broke-minded people, you'll be the 5th. But if you hang around 4 like-minded people who want to be successful people, you're going to be the 5th. And right now, you see you're around 87 investors and future millionaires right now okay, on this call. Okay, so you're going to be the 88th. All right, so you're in the right place at the right time. So I want to welcome you to Gobi Trade House. And one of the things I could tell you, my best advice is to network with people in this group, build relationships with some of the experienced people in the group. If you need questions answered, ask in the chat. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised how helpful people are inside of this community. Don't sit back and think that there's a bad question. There is no bad question. Forex is a new language. Okay, it's a whole different topic for us. So there's not a bad question. There's not a stupid question. Don't feel shy. Don't feel embarrassed. Personally inbox somebody that you see may have a success. Put your question in the chat, and people are going to jump on you and try to help. I'm telling you guys, ask your questions. Gobi Trade House, we have some of the coolest people I ever met inside of this platform. All right, you're going to see, just, you're never going to be without support over here. Just put yourself out there. All right, a closed mouth does not get fed. Put yourself out there. All right. So I do want to start off the call, guys. I'm going to show you guys some stuff on the Autobot, okay, that I've been having some crazy success on the Autobot. Shout out to Gerald for making those adjustments yesterday. And I went back and I did some adjustments on the Autobot, and I've gone like 30 for 30 or something crazy. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you my results here in the next couple here in a little bit. All right, there's some crazy stuff going on with the Autobot right now. I am excited. All right, and I'm actually even more excited than I sound right now because my Bustelo is still kicking in. So I'm probably going to start screaming here in a little bit when my Bustelo kicks in. You don't understand what this bot is doing. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit what's going on with the bot and how you can make those adjustments as well. I woke up this morning. If you already made your adjustments to the bot and you already having success, let me see some dollar signs in the chat. Give me some dollar signs in the chat if you made the adjustments to the bot and you're already having success, like flawless success. Are you seeing the same thing that's happening? Is the same thing happening to you as happening to me? Wow, guys, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous, okay? Wow. All right, so we're going to have some people, everybody in the chat, dropping some dollar signs in the chat. Feel prepared later on if you want to step up and say something about the bot, about the experience that you're having. I'm going to open the panel because we want to make sure everybody has these parameters set as soon as possible, especially going into next week, okay? I do want to go ahead and pass it to our brother Joe. I know he, shout out to the master analyzers who were able to hold down the live session last night. You guys did an amazing job. Got some amazing reviews on it. Definitely appreciate it. Joe, I don't know if you were wanting to do a trade review on the trade before we get this call started and start getting to our topics for today.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I do want to go over the trades that we called out last night. Let me get it set up for you real quick.
Absolutely. I got you on multiple screen shares, so
let me share my
whenever
screen.
you're ready.
All right, can everybody see my screen pretty well?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do a bar replay first and go from there. Then we're gonna talk through it. All right, so everybody can see my screen. This is what we had set up. When we was on the call last night, we was looking at NZD USD. And before I get into the parameters, I'm actually kind of like show you how everything moved and what we was expecting to happen and how it happened. So what ended up happening first, we looked at this pair probably like somewhere around this time. So I'm gonna let it play out for a few minutes, a few seconds. And so coming up, this is around the time when we started to actually mark up this chart and look for everything. One of our confirmations, we already knew that we was in a bullish uptrend. And so with that being said, we only looking for buys in this situation. The next confirmation that we always use is once that candlestick closes above the hour time frame, which is another one of our confirmations. So I'm gonna bring it back to the hour time frame for a second. I'm gonna throw my EMA lines on it. And we can see where this red dot is at. That's what was our entry point, basically, or not our entry point, but that's when we kind of like started going back to the to this pair and actually said, hey, it closed above this above this blue moving average line. So it's the right time to get in for a trade. So we let it play a little bit longer. And so around this point is when we actually got into that trade. And I'm pretty sure when we first got in, everybody went straight into profit. So this blue line that was our current entry point. As you can see, I have here, it was at 0.72655. And you can see to the left of my screen, we right at 72655. So that was our entry point basically for this trade. I'm gonna let it play out a little bit more. What I'm also do, I'm gonna go to the 30-minute and you can see the same exact thing. We have the confirmation of the candlestick closing above the EMA lines. I'm gonna let it play out a little bit more now. So now we enter the trade. And so now this is the point where everyone was in profit pretty much for the most part because we entered it on the call and we was in profit. So from at this point, what I kind of told everybody to do in the band app and also in the on the call is once you're in the profit, you can kind of protect your profit because this wasn't the run at the bag trade. It was just a regular trade that we take on our general account. So with that being said, I kind of said, let's put our stop loss or our trailing stop loss at this price here. So now instead of being way down here, we move it up once we get in a profit. So this was the first option that we could have done. If you didn't do that, that's okay because I'm gonna keep letting it play out. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And so now at this point, one of my mistakes I made, and I don't mind sharing with anyone, I had a tight stop only for the fact that for me, I want to make sure I reduce the amount of risk that I have possible. So in this situation, I kind of threw my fib on it, and it kind of gave me as well that confirmation of if prices get to this price here, that I don't want to be in this trade any much longer. If you had proper risk management, you could have extended it out, but that was on me as far as like the exact stop loss area. But this was still about 20 pips away. And we see that we have a candlestick that kind of wicked us and got us out of that trade if you had your stop loss set. So let me continue letting it play out. Let me take this off. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit so everybody we can get to the point. And so now if you're still in this trade because you didn't set a stop loss, we see that it over the last couple of hours, it was kind of floating with our entry point. And some people pretty much probably got out the trade just for the fact that they was satisfied with not losing that much. But you can see that it was actually, playing with us for a while. And then now at this point, probably like that was around 8:30 or so, we actually had a candlestick, a nice, very bullish candlestick. If you had your TP set at 72798, which I had here, that would be this line, this price right here, 7279. So yeah, this would be your entry point right here for the take profit, or this would be your point for the take profit price. If you was able to stay in the trade you would have got that candlestick to hit your price, and you'd have been able to take profit. So this is a situation where I could have had a softer cushion for take stop loss, but if you possibly would have trailed your stop loss, once you're in the profit, you would have closed at 3 or 4 pips. But if you would have stayed in, like I said, you would have been able to get at least from our entry point, you would have been able to get at 12, 13 pips out of this trade. If you entered at the blue line, which was, like I said, the 0.72655. So I think Rex had a question earlier before we started the call about entry points, and then also your how would you set your loss, and then also excuse me, how you would set your stop loss, and then as well as take profit. Well, if, for example, if I take profit is set at this price, it's set there for a reason, and only because of the fact that price reacted several times in this at this level, that it's going to be a risk if it continue to go back up or breaks past it. So if we have a TP set at this price, the only thing we can possibly do is just adjust our entry point, and this is how we would do it. So let's say instead of we getting in here at the blue entry point line, let me see if I can move it. So let's say we got in right here. Now we don't get those same 8 to 12 pips, but in this now our price will be at 72693. And that would be our entry point if you got in a few minutes late, say, for example. So now in order to measure that, you can simply go here and you can see you're getting about 9.5 pips if you had your take profit still set. As far as your stop loss, I'm gonna do a long on this as well. I'm gonna see if I can do it here. So from here, you will enter your long. We'll move this up to our take profit point, which is, like I said, 9.5, 10 pips. If you want to set your own 20 pip cushion or 25 pip cushion, let me move this up a little bit. You can take that long, and then now this is 25 pips right at this price here. And then this would be, let's say, 30 pip cushion. And what you can do from here, if you want to actually kind of gauge manually with the prices here, you can simply just go here, go to the horizontal line, and you can add a horizontal line at your stop loss, and that's going to give you your price to the left over here on the screen. Let me see if I can. So now we can see our price at this red line would be 72381, and our entry point was at 7269693. So that's pretty much 30 pips away, or let me see what it was. Yeah, 30 pips away from our entry point. So that's how you put your stop loss, by actually going in and setting your long or your short, depending on what kind of trade you're in. If you're in a trade for a buy, we're going to actually use the long, and long stands for is a buy position. So it's going to give us our negative at the bottom. For a short, it'll be the opposite. That means you're going for a sell. And so you click the sell and you'll do the opposite. So I just give you a quick example. Let's just use these numbers down here. So now you see that the take profit is at the bottom and the stop loss is at the top. So if you just need to move it up, you can see I'm able to count my number of pips right here. And once I get my 20 pips or so, or 25 pips, we can put it, like I said, a horizontal line at that price, and then you can kind of like go from there. So hopefully that answers your question. But as far as what I learned from last night trade, my parameters that I had set, I could have set it a whole lot softer for everyone could have still been in that trade and reached their actual TP. So hopefully everybody learned from it. I learned from it. And if you stayed in the trade, you was able to make profit still. So that's what I have on NZD USD for the trade that we put out last night.
Absolutely.
to you.
Great marks, great call. That's definitely took off and hit your target. Definitely took off and hit the TP. And this is why, you know, every single trade that we throw out there, there's a lesson inside of every single trade. There's a lesson inside of every move in the market, every loss, every win. If you want to really seek out that lesson and learn from it. Okay. Again, that's a good the conclusion to that trade, just based on I didn't get a chance to enter the trade last night, but that was a great, very detailed breakdown that you did, the way that you played that out. All right. So at the conclusion of that, he said that he could have had a better cushion, all right, on that trade, a better stop loss on that trade. Okay. And that actually would have avoided that mark, and it would have took off and hit that TP. Okay. So that's one thing that you could get from that trade right there, is why we always talk about small pip goal, big cushions. All right. Small pip goal and big cushions. Okay. Which is why the bot is set up that way as well, at around negative 60 pips, especially since we're watching so many pairs. All right. With very small lot sizes, just in case of a retracement or a heavy retracement, you can survive it. But that was a great call. All right. The prediction was correct. It took off, it hit TP. Exactly where you predicted it to be. And it's crazy how it just wicked right there at that cushion. It just whipped right there. That's a beautiful call, brother. So great breakdown, great call. Just another display of the mindset of the master analyzers and the 8 confirmations. So great job, brother. Great job.
Thank the person that invited you to this video, because if it wasn't for that person, maybe you would not know about the Run the Bag Up Challenge. Maybe you wouldn't have access to our trade community where you could even receive these trades or receive the game plan where you can compound your account and ultimately achieve financial freedom. If it wasn't for the person that invited you, maybe you wouldn't know about the Gobi Autobot that's going to trade for you automatically, even for you people that got 2 or 3 jobs that don't really have time to attend the live calls and stuff like that. When you have an auto trader, this is going to print money for you automatically. So you want to thank that person for inviting you. You want to thank them because you probably wouldn't have knew about our live sessions or our master analysis team that has been literally undefeated in trades over the last 3.5 weeks. You would not be able to get access to that if it wasn't for the person that invited you. If you're a person that's into residual income, thank the person that invited you, because you would not know about this amazing compensation plan. You would probably be in one of these multi-level marketing companies still working through the gaps. For those of y'all that's multi-level marketers, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say gaps. With that being said, I want you to be great. And just remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to be started to be great. Go be great. Make sure you get back to the person that referred you to this video. Thanks a lot. Please like this video and share it with somebody that needs this information. Thank you.